Generation Hyundai Santa Fe. It's hard to believe that the Santa Fe came out in 1998, and back then there weren't a lot of crossovers. In fact, Hyundai likes to say that they almost invented the segment. Well, here we are several years later, and now just about every car company has a crossover in their lineup if they want to stay in business. So what Hyundai's done is kind of genius. They've taken the Veracruz and Santa Fe, gotten rid of the Veracruz, made a long wheelbase and a short wheelbase Santa Fe. So this is the Santa Fe Sport. The Santa Fe Sport comes with two engine options. The base engine is 190 horsepower, 2.4 liter direct injection engine. That's a nice engine, but this engine, the 2-liter turbo gas direct injection, producing 264 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque, this is the way to go. It's going to run you about an extra $2,700, but worth every penny. You not only get the engine, you also get a lot of nice amenities with it. At the risk of sounding like a Hyundai advocate, I got to tell you, this company just keeps nailing it, which is why I don't have a hard time recommending almost any Hyundai in the lineup. And this Santa Fe, once again, nails it and has raised the bar for the segment. So go ahead and shop for your Edge and your Ford Escape, and several other cars are in the segment, Mazda CX-7 for example. But I got to tell you, this car has really raised the bar with all the content, the great direct injection engine, which you're not going to find in a lot of the competitors, plus beautiful styling. I got to tell you, they've done a great job. If there was one knock on the old Santa Fe, is that it just wasn't a great looking car. This one is definitely a head turner. I don't have many complaints about the Santa Fe, but one of them is that I would love to see an automatic rear hatch, because you know, for a lot of people when they're carrying groceries, it's nice to just be able to push a button and have the tailgate lift up automatically. As you can see, a ton of cargo room. This is one area where Hyundai shines and is one of the leaders in this segment. Now, another thing that we found today on our ride is that the Santa Fe seems to suffer from some travel issues. You know, it's always a fine line between making a vehicle a little too sporty or a little too comfortable, and it seems to me like when you hit some bumps, you seem to have a little bit of extra travel. So it's something I highly recommend you do if you're considering the Santa Fe. Go drive it on some bumpy roads, see what it feels like. If it's okay for you, then no problem. I just want to point that out to you. Of all the improvements that Hyundai has made from the second generation Santa Fe to the third generation, it's the weight. They've actually reduced 266 pounds from the second generation to the third generation. That is a ton of weight, and they did that to get better fuel economy, 20 in the city, 27 on the highway. The Santa Fe Sport claims to be a 5-passenger crossover, and it is, but as you can see, with the front seat all the way back, there's literally zero room. Thank goodness for over 5 inches of seat travel, and now perhaps a vertically challenged adult could actually fit in here. But here's one thing we really do like. Instead of making the traditional 60-40 second row split, they've done a 40-20-40. What that means is this center piece actually comes down. You can put this seat down as well, any combination. This makes for a very versatile crossover. So if 4 people are going skiing over here in Park City, put your skis right down the middle. As if all that wasn't enough to sell you on the Santa Fe Sport, how about this panoramic sunroof, so that when you're here in Park City, Utah, you can enjoy the great outdoors with a huge view of the sky. I want to point out a couple of things about the interior of the Santa Fe Sport. Love the 8-inch navigation screen. It is an option, but a great option if you use navigation. It's one of the best in the industry at 8 inches. It's also one of the largest. The gauges are fine. They're very clear, easy to read. However, I'm not a big fan of these kind of covers that are coming extrude way out of the dash. I wish they would have made it a little bit more flush, but that's a personal preference. The other thing that every Santa Fe, whether it's the Sport or the long wheelbase, comes with is something known as driver selectable steering mode. So by pushing this button, I can change from normal driving mode to Sport or to comfort, and it does make a difference. So I urge you to go to your dealership and play around with that button. Otherwise, it's a great driving vehicle for the money. So how much does it cost? Well, starting price on a base non-turbo is going to be around $20,000.